with the League Cup tie against Manchester City coming up, the spotlight seems to be falling on Oakwell more than ever before. Well, not surprisingly, the 12 on duty in that 6-goal spectacular at Rotherham last week get a vote of confidence from Norman Hunter, who must be hoping the team is embarking on a repeat of last season's run around this stage of the season. Then they were unbeaten in 20 league games in a row. Ian Banks was the star of the show 7 days ago, and today he plays his 100th league game for the club. Wrexham come with a depressing record behind them, only 3 wins in the league, and they're next to bottom of the division. Yet one of those successes was by the emphatic margin of 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. They also won at Luton in the League Cup, but the Welshman very much under strength today, deprived of that great goal scorer Dixie McNeil. He's got a broken nose. Fellow strikers Ian Edwards and Mick Vinter are also missing, so Wrexham field a completely new strike force of Steve Fox, Steve Buxton and Steve Jones, a 19-year-old playing only his 2nd game in the league, and also out a recent fullback signing, Phil Bater. He's suspended. Well, Jay Jones only got back on land yesterday morning after a gruelling 20-hour journey from Tbilisi in Russia, where he was in the Welsh side, beaten in the World Cup. The last time Wrexham were here, by the way, was in 1972, and that day the crowd a meagre 1,977, which just shows what progress has been made at Barnsley. The average gate this season over 16,000. The referee this afternoon is Ray Chadwick from Darwin in Lancashire, and Barnsley setting us underway for a 2nd division match that Norman Hunter regards as crucial. Barnsley in their usual red shirts and white shorts, Wrexham in their chain strip, blue shirts and black shorts. A lot now, McHale, a good first-time ball from Banks. Straight away he's got Joyce in support. Banks again, and the cross cleared by Dowman. It is hoofed into the crowd. Ian Banks with the corner. We saw last week just how dangerous these set pieces can be. And that's for Evans at the near post. Oh, and Nedvisky straight away making a good catch at his near post. Well, Ian Banks takes a very good corner for Barnsley, and he usually aims for someone like Ian Evans at the near post, and that's exactly what happened here. Evans going up and Nedvisky making a good catch just under the bar. And Glavin streaking down the middle, he's onside, he's inside the box, and there's the shot from Glavin! Oh, and Nedvisky did well. Just sufficient to take it away. Glorious ball from Banks, and Ronnie Glavin timed his run to perfection, streaking into the clear, away from Cegielski, and his shot was angled well, and Nedvisky just getting the crucial touch. Chambers. Glavin, oh, good little pass too for Chambers, who's making inroads there and getting the crossover. Cegielski really miscuing that one, so the danger not averted. McHale unable to get much power behind the header. Oh, it could still fall though. Here's Parker, if he turns, and a great effort from Derek Parker. Smashing effort back from the Barnsley number 8. Derek Parker turns so quickly, he really is very elusive in those sort of situations, and the shot not far off. There you'll see Parker just turning inside Cegielski and hitting it with his left foot, and that wasn't far off the mark. Oh, and that could still fall as well for Parker, who's got the pace. He's also got Haylock with him. He'll try one himself. Oh, Derek Parker! What a superb goal from Derek Parker. He missed only 30 seconds before. He made no mistake that time. The space was created and Parker was onto it in a flash, and he had the confidence to try the shot with his left foot, and from the moment it left his boot, it was a goal all the way. Again won by Evans. Now Aylott will nod it on for Barraclough in some space. Well, the blue shirts are funneling back, but Barraclough has the answer to that all right. And not a bad cross. Oh, it was Jones coming across and covering Aylott, who got the boot in at the right time. Barraclough already causing a few problems for the Welshman. And now the corner. She's well placed, McCarthy up, and well, Dowman went with him just sufficiently to prevent him getting in a clear header. And Fox is offside. There's Mr. Scrimshaw from Cheadle Hume. Parker. And here's Barraclough, taunting and teasing as ever. Oh, and a good cross too. It could still pose problems. McHale. Oh, and a little back flick from Parker. Well, that was so cheeky. Oh, you cheeky boy. Well, that's the sort of goal you get when things are going well. Barraclough teasing the full-back Hill, getting around him, and the cross was perfect. But just watch for the little back flick from Derek Parker. Derek Parker, number 8. Oh, back heel it, and well, Nadsvisky must wonder what on earth hit him. And a substitution already by Wrexham, and Joey Jones, the manager, said before the game that he was very, very tired after that trip to Russia this week. So Gareth Davis comes on with only 24 minutes of the game gone. Wrexham have really got to claw their way back into this one, and Buxton producing a very fine save from Bobby Horn. Well, that was the sort of effort that can catch a goalie out, and they might still, with Fox back surely for Jones, and Steve Jones just delaying long enough and allowing McHale and Chambers to cover. Well, that's the first really bad foul of the match, and Steve Dowman is going to get a talking to from Mr. Chadwick for that challenge on Aylott, who still wears a big smile. Well, that's what you must not do, is just telling him. Already the action picked up with Parker running out the ball. This time he's brought down by Gareth Davis. Only been on the field for a minute, and Gareth Davis in trouble already. No animosity between the two, but a very quick lecture for Gareth Davis. So a free kick to Barnsley. They're 2 up with only 26 minutes gone, and a space created for Banks, who really hit this one. Well, I thought he would, and he let us all down, didn't he? Well, he got 3 last week, Ian Banks, but he won't be happy with that effort. There's Hunt. Oh, and that's a long, long ball, but Carradis won't have the legs to get there. So inside the last quarter of an hour of this first half. Withstanding the tackle, but free kick still going Barnsley's way. And Barraclough just hobbling a little after that challenge from Hill. There's the free kick, and it could fall for Evans at the far post. There's Ian Evans turning and swinging it back for McHale, but well intercepted by Fox, but unable to make a telling touch. Oh, and here's Glavin in space, trying to turn. Banks, the chip, it's Visky. Well, he had to stretch all the way, and the idea was right. The ball aimed for Ronnie Glavin just outside the penalty area after good work from Ian Evans. Came back for Banks, and then very quick thinking, he tried to chip Visky, and he wasn't far away. an A-lot in a chase for that one. He'll get there first too, and Joyce is right behind him if he spots him. There he is. Looking for the cross with the left foot. It could come for Glavin, who's in sparkling form and bringing an equally sparkling save from Nedvesky. Fine effort from Ronnie Glavin, who scored in the last 2 matches and is obviously looking to keep up that record. There's Glavin and Barraclough trying to work something now. Barraclough, oh, a splendid effort again, and Nedvesky certainly earning his money today. It was Glavin who went across to help Barraclough out on the corner, a little reverse ball, and Barraclough spotting the opening, cutting inside, hitting it with his right foot, and Nedvesky the crucial touch over. So another corner, and Barraclough taking a real cluster of them. This time it's a longer one, and Nedvesky plucking it out of the air as Parker came in behind him. Right out, Nedvesky really hasn't got his kicking right at all this afternoon. And a long chase for A-lot. And pressurising Cegielski into another throw. And this time McCarthy won't go for it. Well, it wasn't a good throw. Paradis, who almost gave it away, and they do keep playing themselves into trouble. McCarthy almost coming up on the burst at the right moment. As it is, he's now out of defence, and Fox has a chance to run at Chambers. Get it inside him, outside him. Good play from Fox, and the cross could fall for Buxton, and that's a fine goal from Steve Buxton. Well, the little man gets his first goal of the season, and that's a bit of a shocker for Barnsley. It was Steve Fox who made the inroads into the Barnsley defence, with McCarthy having gone up to support his attack. Neat play from Fox, who turned Chambers inside out and banted the cross to perfection to the far post, and Buxton took it very well indeed. 2-1. There's the goal scorer, Buxton, getting in a useful little header too to Fox. Now Paradis. Oh, and he's beaten Banks too. Well, if he gets the cross in, there could be more trouble for Barnsley. There still is from Hill. And Barraclough content to just put that ball into touch, and there goes the final whistle for half-time. Well, the scoreline really doesn't reflect the play. Barnsley going into a 2-goal lead, with Derek Parker scoring after 13 minutes with a blistering left-footed drive, and again after 24 minutes with the cheekiest of back heels. But Wrexham, in the last minute of the first half, getting back into the game with a goal from Steve Buxton after excellent work from Fox. That gives us a half-time scoreline here then at Oakwell. Barnsley 2, Wrexham 1. So away we go at the start of the second half, and Wrexham just having come back into the game with that goal on the stroke of half-time. And I would imagine that Norman Hunter has had a few words with the Barnsley team to tell them they must not rest on their laurels. There's the goal scorer. Nice little turn as well. Paradis couldn't keep his feet. So now Banks. Oh, good ball for A-lot too, and he wasn't far off a clear run to goal. But handball, in fact, given against the big number 9. Good ball from downward to Paradis, and Wrexham's build-up quite neat and intricate here, and McCarthy timing the header perfectly. Intercepted by Hill, but he's unable to use the ball. So Barnsley with a chance to build, and Barraclough tearing away down the left, but the pass wasn't a good one. Well, this is Barnsley's greatest supporter. There can be no disputing that. Wilf Baxter is 90 years old, and he's been a regular at Oakwell for 75 years. And by my reckoning, that means he's seen around 1,500 games here. But his most vivid memory is still of the 1912 Cup final in which Barnsley lost to Newcastle United. It cost Wilf 8 shillings to get to the match at Crystal Palace, and then the ground was so full he had to shin up a tree to get a view. Well, it's Mr Baxter's greatest ambition to see Barnsley play in the First Division. I'm sure we all hope he achieves it. Joyce is tearing up on the outside of Banks. He wants to go it alone down the middle. Oh, that's a fine pass. It just beat Ronson and went as far as Glavin. He's in one of those moods to take it on himself now. Barraclough. This is where the cup problems come. Parker, oh, he was an inch away. He could still go in. And a good punch from Nedzvisky. And eventually he's walloped into the crowd by Hill. Parker wasn't far away from his third goal. Buxton seems to have come more and more into this game since he scored his goal. Oh, he's got past Evans very neatly indeed. There could be something on here, and there certainly is, because Carradis has got the second Wrexham goal. Well, that really is a stunner for Barnsley. They've controlled most of this game and they're now level. And it was Steve Buxton who got the first goal, who set up this one. He tricked Ian Evans out by the goal line. Very skillful play indeed, and his cross was inch perfect, and Carradis had to do no more than merely slip it into the net. 2-2. The crowd are getting restless with Barnsley now. This is a match that they, of course, feel that their side ought to win, and they can beat the likes of Brighton and Rotherham, but it's not working out that way for the moment anyway. Here's Glavin. Oh, neat play again by the Scotsman. And he could get on the end of it too from Parker, and it could even fall for Parker himself. It did, but the keeper made a good save. Again, we can see the skills here of Ronnie Glavin, considerable skills too. Chambers just nicking the ball inside to him, and there was really not a lot on for Glavin, surrounded by Wrexham defenders, but his skill carried him past all of them. He went for the return from Parker, and eventually it's going to fall again for Derek Parker, and his header straight into the hands of Nedzvisky. Davis takes the free kick, and it goes straight into the midriff of McCarthy, who's done well to find a lot. Backs in full flight, and now they're getting a throw in. Parker took that well. Oh, and let's fly! Oh, that would have been a magnificent way to get a hat-trick. Ronnie Glavin still wants to put the ball in the net. Brilliant effort that from Derek Parker. Straight from the throw-in, and Derek Parker turning inside there from the ball from Ronnie Glavin, and for a moment he hesitated, and then he really let fly and whack, not far away from a hat-trick for Parker. Carradis, Banks will go with him. Whether his pace and strength will win the day, we shall see. It didn't, because Carradis stuck at it. Now Fox! Oh! He was going the wrong way, was Horn there, and it was a splendid effort from Fox, and it brought an equally superb save from the goalkeeper. Well, Barraclough had come inside then, and so Aylot's header couldn't find him. Barnsley's throw. The crowd will urge them now. 10 minutes in which to pull something out of the bag. Here's the man who might do it, Parker. Oh, good skill again from Parker, and a fine pass to Glavin inside the box. Beats one man. Well, the crowd wanted a penalty. Glavin's got a little bit of pain on his knee, but Chambers still coming forward. There's the cross for Parker. Oh, and a magnificent save again from Nedzvisky. was Ronnie Glavin first of all who caused the problems. There he is, just powering his way into the Wrexham penalty area. He was brought down and some of the crowd thought that Barnsley should have had a penalty. Eventually it's Phil Chambers coming up on the left, and as he turns in the perfect centre, Derek Parker's header brought him so close to a hat-trick goal, and well caught by Nedvesky. Good long kick, that one from Nedvesky. Gives Wrexham a chance in these closing stages. Throw to the men from North Wales. They'll probably try and slow it down now. Ronson doing exactly that. Now Hill. There's the cross, came off Glavin, banks away. Parker, and now Banks on with a sprint again. Oh, and he took on Cegelski, and the Welsh defender just winning out. Joyce, little cross, won't find the man he was looking for. Inside the last 2 minutes then, as Steve Jones takes a run. Comes in front of him. Oh, and he's let go. Oh, and that would have been a memorable goal. Cracking effort from Steve Jones. Well, the youngster is only 19 years of age. His only previous game in the Football League was at Luton last season, and what a way this would have been to score his first one. He's taking on Ian Evans, cutting inside him, and decides to let fly with his right foot, and with Bobby Horn really struggling, that one missed by no more than a few inches. So inside the last 60 seconds, and I can't really see there being much injury time. Barraclough's cross, looking for Aylott. Parker's in a dangerous position, and Parker, Aylott! Oh, dear. Well, he'll have nightmares about that tonight for Trevor Aylott. Stuart Barraclough, again the man who posed the problems. He got round Hill, speeds away down the flank and puts over the perfect centre, and Aylott going up for it, and as the ball comes down back as Parker goes lunging in, Aylott with a perfect chance blasts it inches over the bar. And there goes the final whistle, so Trevor Aylott missing that chance in the closing seconds of the game. And Barnsley will be disappointed with this scoreline, especially as they went into a 2-goal lead in the first 24 minutes of the match, with Derek Parker scoring both those goals, brilliant individual efforts. But then Steve Buxton getting Wrexham back into the game on the stroke of half-time after good work from Fox. And then after 61 minutes, it was Buxton again who created the danger, and Frank Carradis finished it off with the simplest of touches, and that gives us the final score at Oakwell of Barnsley 2, Wrexham 2.
Well, with me now is Derek Parker. 2 very good goals, Derek. It's a pity he didn't win. The first one's a really very special one.
Yeah, well, I think 2 of their players hesitated in going for the ball, and I managed to nip in. Nobody appeared in front of us, so I just took a swipe at it. It went in the top corner.
Beautiful goal. The second one, you just had a cheeky little flick from Ray McHale's shot.
Yeah, I remember Ray shooting it. It was probably going well wide, and I managed to flick it in, and it went.
It's amazing how your performance, really, compared with last week, was a little bit below standard.
I think in the second half, we didn't play as well as we did in the first half. The goal they got before half-time gave them a bit of confidence, you know. It was a good goal, he stuck it in well at the far post, and they come out in the second half, really, and probably played better than us, could have won it.
Well, it's going to come up smashing 10 days for you. Anyway, you got this big local derby with Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
And, of course, the big one coming up with Manchester City.
Yeah.
How do you see those 2 games going?
Well, you know, the game against Sheffield Wednesday is obviously going to be difficult. The local derby's always on. We beat them 1-0 here in September, so I'm sure Jack Charlton's going to want to get revenge for that. So we're going to have to play a lot better than what we did today.
But it's a lovely game to come so quickly after losing the 2 points today against Wrexham.
Oh yeah, I think it is. I think it was the same going to Rotherham after playing Brighton, you know. It's packed ground and good atmosphere. It's just what we need to lift to a game, you know, to play a lot better than we did today.
What about the game against Manchester City? I know it's 10 days away.
Well, the game against Manchester City is a bonus for the lads. You know, it's a great thing for us to play against them, and if we play anything like we did against Brighton, we've got a good chance of winning.
And of course, they've really got off to a good start as well. They won 4-0 today.
Manchester City did.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know,
It doesn't terrify you.
Not really. You know, I'm sure they're not relishing the thought of coming here. You know, the ground will be packed. It'll be a good atmosphere. I'm sure we can rise to the occasion.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in the game against Sheffield Wednesday.
Promoted from the 3rd Division.